Hello YouTube, the Atlanta Puzzler here with part 2 on how to design your own Megaminx using OnShape. In the previous part of the series, we created a dodecahedron from scratch and we kind of put it in a common document that we can reuse here. And in this video, what we'll do is we're gonna import this dodecahedron. We're gonna sketch a cutting profile, revolve it, and pattern on many surfaces and cut the dodecahedron to create the Megaminx. So to get started, I'm going to click on this icon that says derived, and I'm going to go to other documents. In my case, it's my OnShape. I'm going to go under reusable parts and common shapes, dodecahedron, and do, let's call it that, and do OK. And there we go, here's the part. And the reason why I like to separate my documents this way, because I don't like to keep piling up features on top of one another here. I like that modularity where, okay, every time I have a stopping point, I have something I can reuse. I need a dodecahedron, whether I'm building a Megaminx or not. This is useful. I don't need to. I don't need to overload my workspaces with many things. So anyways, so here's the dodecahedron. We're gonna quickly start by, let's create a sketch on the front plane. Here's sketch one. And click on the line icon and we're gonna add a bunch of construction lines. So you wanna add one line, then press escape, the next line, and press escape. And it's not responding, sorry. And the third line is just a horizontal line. It should look like this, sort of like an old school antenna. Click on this surface and this line, make sure they're perpendicular, and click on this surface and this line, make sure they're perpendicular, and make sure this is fully horizontal. Okay, so what we're gonna start with is we're gonna create a cutting profile under this yellow surface, as if it's gonna cut this surface, if you can imagine that. So we need, for the surface here, we need lines coming in, kind of zigzagging within and ending up on this axis. So I'll start by creating an arbitrary line that comes in this way. For now, that's good. Okay, and once you're inside the puzzle, you want to create a line sort of coming this way, sort of like like a deflected line or whatever. And then we're going to do a bunch of arcs. So you need a center arc connected to this point, create a little arc, create another arc going back, and finally an arc that terminates here. And you need lines like this and like this. Okay. Alright, let's adjust this a little bit because it looks really messy. But so let's have this line here. Okay, first thing, you want this line parallel to this surface. This is the only way that you'll get a flat disk. Otherwise, you'll get a conical cut, which means your Megaminx will have curves in it. And if that's what you want, that's fine. It's just that's not what we're doing in this video. So click on the parallel. Okay, and now they're parallel. Let's zoom in more. So you want this line to be much shorter. Let's make it somewhere around here. Okay, sort of like this. Let me actually, let's say this cut is going to be what, 3 millimeters deep. I think that's good enough. Actually, let's make it 2.5. I think that's good enough. Oh wow. Hold on, I'm sorry, let me... Okay, let me move this and let me adjust this to 2.5. It's kind of annoying. All right, so this is gonna go in 2.5 deep. I want to make this line and the origin coincidence here. Tap I. Okay, I don't know why it's acting this way. Oh, okay, it was it's not responsive, sorry. Okay, I'm thinking this arc should be 2.5 millimeters. Click here and here. 2.5 mils. Yep. Okay, here we go. Let's make this line 2.5. I'm not sure. I think it. There we go. This is better. Sorry. Okay. So let's make this tiny line and the origin coincidence. As you can see, it's really pain. You can fiddle with it. Okay, I think I know the problem. I want to make sure this, let's constrain this guy first. I want to constrain this to 2.5. And obviously this is to 2.5. Okay, much better. Sorry about that. And I want to try to make this guy and the origin coincident. Yeah, this is, I think I know why. I want to make this and the surface, so the top face and this line, I want to limit this to, let's make it for now 8 millimeters. Let's see, that will prevent it from sliding down. And finally, I want to make this and the origin. Okay, much better. And let's try this and the origin. Make them coincident. Okay. Alright, so this is better now that it's constrained. We probably still need to tweak it a lot more. Maybe this was... I'm not liking this. Okay, it's not letting me adjust it. Okay, let's try it this way and we can adjust the cut later. So what we'll do next is press OK and click revolve and click on the sketch to revolve, and you want to revolve it around this axis here and make a surface. and do OK. And here we go. Let's hide the dodecahedron, and this is the resulting surface. Looks like a UFO or something like that. Okay, now next what we want to do is we want to take this dodecahedron and you want to mirror it across the right plane. So we'll press that mirror icon, and it needs to mirror the disk. Mirroring plane is the right plane, and that will give you this. Do OK. So now you have these shapes like this, and finally you want to take the circular pattern and take the initial disk and rotate it around this other axis 5 times. And this is what you get. You get something that looks like a star, and under the star there's a 6th surface that will cut it. Okay, and here's the 6 surfaces. Now I want to cut the dodecahedron with all the planes. And if you guys remember from the previous video, we use this tool that's called the Dice Split Mini, and you can watch the previous video if you want to see how we imported it in, how we used it. But anyways, the part I want to dice is the dodecahedron, and I want to dice with all 6 surfaces. That's the last part. And let's do OK. And tap P to hide things, and let's take a look. Here we go. Here's the we cut one face, by the way. We didn't cut all the faces. That bottom face is not cut. And if you want to cut it all, what we can do is just mirror everything against this plane, and it will cut it. But it's actually not needed, because in fact it's a lot more work, because you're gonna have to delete all the parts. All we need is just an edge and a corner and a center. So the only thing I want to note here, I don't like the shape of the edge. It's kind of too wide. It's as wide as the corners. So what we can do is we can go back to our sketch, and this 8 here, we'll have to increase it to maybe, I don't know, try 9.5, and do OK. Okay, this is much nicer. I think I like this. Okay, finally what we'll do is we click on that delete icon, and let's delete everything in this puzzle that we don't need. So I'm going to delete this bottom, and next I want to delete these large chunks here. Okay, and that leaves the top face. And let me show it to you guys, because it looks like a Megaminx face here at the bottom. But actually you only need you don't need all these parts. You only need a corner, an edge, and a you need a corner, an edge, and center. I'm sorry, I'm kind of trying to do 2 things at the same time. Okay, here we go. Here's the center, and this one is the corner. Let's call it corner. This is the edge, and that's the center. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna stop the video here, and we can continue in the next videos. Basically what I'll do next is I'll take that corner for example here. I don't like this bottom here. We can adjust it. We can make it skinnier. Same with the base. 2.5 might be too much. We'll clean up all this stuff. Maybe you can try to fillet them and make it thinner and tension it. But it really is up to you. It's your design. See, this looks like I think it like a torpedo or whatever. And finally, the center looks like perfectly pentagonal here. You know, I like having them thick here under the face. That's why I like to make that bending line, which I didn't come up with the idea. I saw people do it. So okay, so here are 3 parts. In the next videos, that's what we'll. In the next videos, we'll clean up these parts. We'll fillet them. We'll drill holes in the center, and we'll tension them and make them ready for 3D printing. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know if you have any questions or comments, and we'll continue in the series in the next video. Thank you.